Hey guys, it's Katie. Welcome back to my channel. I'm just gonna scoot up. Today I am bringing you a book review on Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. Okay. Oh, where's my book journal? Hold on. I mentioned, I believe during Vlogmas, how I got this book journal, or maybe it was my, what I got for Christmas, and how I was gonna use this to help me film my book reviews this year. So, let's talk about Firefly Lane. This is the second book by Kristen Hanna that I have ever read. The first book is called, or was called, The Nightingale. I think that was her most recent book, and I'm pretty sure it's her most popular, and it was hands down my favorite book of the year 2019. I'm trying to think. I think Before We Were Yours by Lisa Wingate was my favorite book of 2018, if I have the timeline right, and then The Nightingale was my favorite book of 2019. If for some reason I read them in the same year, then I would say those were my top two, and maybe The Nightingale won by like a hair. But anyway, second Kristen Hanna book. That is the author. Let's see, I rated this book in my journal a 3.5 out of 5. The plot notes is that this is the story of a friendship. It's the story of two girls, Tully and Kate. They are very different from one another. It takes place in Seattle, which I really like because I live in Portland and I've been to Seattle, and it's just like, I just like that Pacific Northwest setting, and it's kind of fun for me to picture. And it expands over the course of like, I think 40 plus year, 40, 50 years. So it starts out in the 70s, and then it takes them through each decade of like their life and their friendship. When they meet in the 70s, I think they're in high school, and Kate kind of comes from like a middle class, you know, upper middle class, like loving family. Parents are together. She has a brother, all of this, but she's kind of lacks a confidence, and she's kind of like a loser or a dweeb a little bit. At least she very much feels that way. And then a new girl moves in across the street, Tully, and Tully is like the coolest girl on the block. She wears makeup and this and that, and she's really pretty. And you know, when Kate first sees her, she's kind of intimidated by Tully, but at the same token, Tully, like, or not the same, flip side of the coin is that like Tully actually comes from a very broken home. I don't think she ever knows who her dad is. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like they never mentioned that. She has this really not very good relationship with her mom. Her mom's kind of a, you know, she's like on and off of drugs, and she's just like this hippie, and she just like never really gives Tully what she needs, and Tully's back and forth between like her grandmother and her mom and foster care, and it's kind of just like a hot mess. But these two meet at the beginning, and they bond over something that happened to Tully, and they just form this friendship. And then, let's see, what else did I say? Yeah, it spans decades. It covers friendships. It covers romantic relationships, parental relationships. It covers topics of like success, money, careers, hard times, loss, and more. So it is really interesting to see that. One thing I will say, The Nightingale is a straight up historical fiction about World War II, and this is like not at all that. I mean, it's kind of historical, not even, no, it's not. It just takes place in a different time. And so I thought it was amazing that I really, really, really loved both of these books because they were so different, and it just really kind of sold me on Kristen Hanna and on reading more of her stuff. What else did I write? Out of the two characters, I think I probably related the most to Kate. Yeah. Okay. That's another thing in here. And then, oh my gosh, there were some quotes in this book that just like spoke to my soul. Because there's another thing in here where you jot down quotes. And so let me see. Oh, this one resonated with me. And this one had to do with Kate. It said, "No one bruised as easily as a believer." Like, no one gets bruised as easily as a believer does. And that really resonates with me. So I liked that. Ooh, this one is deep. "With the wisdom of time and the passing of years, she knew that love didn't evaporate. It faded, perhaps, lost its weight like bones left out in the sun, but it didn't go away." And that's in regards to like a former flame. Cannoli wants to be a part of this video. What was another good quote I put? Oh, this one actually made me die a little bit inside. It says, if there was one central lesson to her life, it was this: people leave. Parents, lovers, friends. And that one hit me like a ton of bricks. But yeah, it was really good. I definitely recommend it. I don't necessarily think I would reread it, but I recommend it. It made me cry at the end, and I tried to keep it together, but I couldn't, and I cried. And books don't like often make me cry, but like now this is probably like the third or fourth book that's made me cry before. And for Kristen Hanna books, we're 2 for 2. So interesting. Food for thought. This is also, I believe, going to be a mini series on Hulu. I think soon. I don't exactly know when, but if that is anything that kind of inspires you to read it, you should, because I love reading things before watching them. So that's my 2 cents. Let me know if y'all have ever read this, what your thoughts are, and what you're reading now. I just started Less by Andrew, I forget the author, but that should theoretically be my next book review. So let me know if you have any other Kristen Hanna recommendations, and I'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.